Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, The Wealthy Mindset. It's yours truly, Money Making Mitch. And as usual, guys, this is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence and research. It is getting yummier daily. A lot of people look at the share price and they get disheartened. Somehow I rejoice because I love buying cheap. Others buy Tesla and others at high valuations right now, knowing fully well that is not in proper correlation to what the company is doing. And then when they pull the rug out from under them, they will be saying the same thing yet again because history repeats itself. And they will be saying, I'm holding the bag now for 3 years. And when they say that to me, I will say to them in a nice way, shut your mouth, boy. Because the writing was on the wall and you did not listen, you did not see it. Because people love to buy high, they get excited. Well, the company must be doing great. That's why the share price is up and we need to buy. And I say, look at what the company is doing and then buy. So let's start off with this. As Tesla tried to play Ghost Rider in my last video and was on fire, what happened in Davos, summer Davos in China, and was said yesterday? China forecasts over 10 million EVs for 2024. You heard that right. All the WEF 2024 Summer Davos event in Dalian on June 26, Wang Gang, the chairman of the China Association for Science and Technology, predicted that China's electric vehicle production is expected to exceed 10 million units. How much do you think it will exceed in America in 2024? 1 million, you would be lucky. According to the 2023 data, this would be a nearly 30% year-on-year production increase. Wang acknowledged that the electric vehicle industry in China is facing some challenges. He cited issues like installing charging piles in all residential communities and solving charging problems on highways, and we'll get to that. We are going to get back to this, especially during the tourist season. Wang stated that the industry also needs to improve digitalization to provide drivers with information on charging times and locations, which NIO is already doing, so they don't have to worry about finding a place to charge. So a lot of the partnerships that NIO is involved in with Chang'an, Geely, Chery, SAIC, Hongqi, and so many others, this is part of the deal where they will be able to see on their phone, on their apps, where the NIO charging stations are, and swap stations. Regarding the frenzy seen in China's electric vehicle industry, Wang pointed out that this is a kind of transformation anxiety. He explained that automotive market competition has always been fierce, but it should be healthy to meet diverse customer needs. Yet, currently, Chinese electric vehicle companies are too eager, all wanting to grab a larger market share. Wang believes Chinese automakers should focus more on reaching their target customers and emphasizing electric vehicle quality. Unlike when you see parts falling off of Cybertruck Model 3s, FSD failing, battery catching fire, etc., etc., rather than just competing on low prices. When responding to trade barriers set up by the EU and US, including an influx of tariffs, Wang stated that the trend towards electric vehicles is an unstoppable one. Remember that. And China should firmly continue down this path despite any bumps along the way. Does that sound a little bit like Money Making Mitch talking? That's not me talking. Bumps along the way. He thinks foreign markets are surprised or even alarmed by Chinese electric vehicles because trade and investment haven't yet been well integrated. And listen very carefully to this, guys. Wang suggests that Chinese new energy companies can start trying to invest in Europe, which would allow them to enter the local industry chain and accelerate globalization. Now, remember I spoke about that before? The same playbook that Toyota used is what NIO is going to use. We're going to enter Europe and leave America alone. When America is left out and we end up in the Dark Ages and the Stone Age, Flintstone era, with our cars compared to Europe and the rest of the world, then we will allow them to come in. So he said it's going to be by making partnerships, and with many Chinese car makers setting up factories in other countries as well, like we see in Mexico, like we see in Brazil, like we see it's going to happen in Peru soon. It's becoming clear that Chinese companies will be leaders in the global market. So what else has happened? Remember I said we're going to get back to that topic, guys, of charging stations and highways. Wang was talking about this, and battery swap station, etc., etc. China to roll out, and I want to thank Money Making Melvin for this, China to roll out massive battery charging and swapping trials in 2024. This is why I told you guys, and I'll keep saying it, when others are pooping in their pants and talking about, oh my God, is the share going to go back down under $4? I say bring it on. And if you want to panic and sell your shares, please only sell about 50 per week. That's when I buy, and I'll take them from you. Because if you think that your shares are worthless, put them for sale and see how long they last on the open market. I dare you. China's finance ministry has announced plans to approve 67 counties for a battery charging and swapping trial in 2024. Each county in the trial will receive a subsidy of up to $6.19 million for building the necessary infrastructure over 3 years. Infrastructure. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. You see, this is why I told you guys, battery swapping is the only way forward for the EV industry. It's the only way forward. As one of my subscribers rightfully said, back in the day, the power tools had fixed batteries, and when it was done, the battery was done, the tool was done. It's the same as with the EV. This is why battery as a service is the only way forward, so we can check the health of the battery so it don't catch fire like the Ghost Rider Tesla that we saw on fire yet again, like Mercedes catch fire all the time. Because we check the health of the battery every time the station takes the battery. China understands this, the world understands this, but they're pretending not to know. So they're telling you buy the Rivian for $80,000. They sold 45,000 last year, a little over 45,000. And they're thinking they're going to sell a lot more. The only way going forward is battery as a service. This is why I have the conviction to keep buying every week when everyone else is pooping in their diaper, like my current president in France on the stage. China's finance ministry plans to approve 67 counties for a battery charging and swapping trial in 2024. It is said in a statement on Thursday. Counties in the trial will each get a subsidy of up to $6.19 million for the construction of battery charging and swapping infrastructure over 3 years, Chinese yuan RMB. This story has not been edited by DVD core staff. So basically, China understands that they need to keep building out infrastructure, even though they have the best infrastructure for EVs in the world right now. They need to keep building it out and growing because EVs are here to stay whether you like it or not. And infrastructure is the way to dominate. That's one of the ways to dominate. But is it just charging stations? No, because I told you guys before, that young African-American brother, when I asked him, how long does it take to charge? I spoke about this in one of my past videos. And the look on his face, he was charging a Tesla Model 3. He said about 40 minutes, man. And I said, geez, he said, tell me about it. But I already knew what his answer would be. And people are disgusted. But they don't think about all these things. Sometimes when they buy the EV, they don't think about after 8 years it will be worthless, right? But they will never go back and buy another one. That is the key. This is why I say it's a failed business model. And this is why you see they keep losing sales year over year, and it will continue in a massive way for them when we release Onvo and Firefly, and BYD keep releasing their brands, and Xpeng and Xiaomi, etc., etc. But even Xiaomi, Xpeng, BYD, and the rest who has not joined us yet will have to, because they are understanding and they are seeing what the Chinese government is doing. And that's why they support battery as a service, because it's called common prosperity, where the consumer should also benefit. It should not be a greedy form of capitalism that we see in the West. So I hope you guys found this video to be informational, inspirational, motivational. If so, guys, do not forget to hit that thumbs up. It takes a lot of time to do these videos. If you haven't yet subscribed, you might want to think about doing so, because in this channel, we are waking up the middle class for the first time to get a piece of the pie. And like 50 said, we get rich or we die trying, guys.